us at this news on Equinoxe television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital. While I am Babli Jonathan in our top stories in this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe television. Insecurity, sporadic attacks by rebels of the Central African Republic continue spreading terror in localities along the border between Cameroon and neighboring Central African Republic. In the east region of the Republic of Cameroon, several inhabitants of localities along the borders are still complaining, worried as a result of the uncertain and unstable security situation. The military, notably the Rapid Intervention Battalion, is stepping up the fight against insecurity in that part of the country. We'll bring to you details in this edition of the 6 p.m. newscast on Equinoxe television. We'll also talk about a problem affecting citizens in the Republic of Cameroon from the big cities to the hinterlands. I'm talking about inadequate electric energy supply. We'll bring to you a case in point in this newscast where the inhabitants are lamenting over the consequence of inadequate electric energy supply on their daily lives. We begin this newscast in Umdiki, in the east region of the Republic of Cameroon, where inhabitants are worried about the unstable security situation in that part of the country as a result of sporadic attacks by rebels from neighboring Central African Republic of the country of Faustin Archange Touadéra has been threatening the security and stability of that part of the Republic of Cameroon. And of course, the Rapid Intervention Battalion has been stepping up the fight against insecurity in Umdiki and the rest of the east region, notably localities along the borders between Cameroon and the Central African Republic. For me, Armstrong Sandler has more.
To inhabitants of Umdiki and localities along the border between Cameroon and the Central African Republic have been repeatedly attacked by armed men from President Touadéra's country. These inhabitants of Umdiki say rebels often come from the Central African Republic to commit atrocities in that part of the east region of Cameroon. They will fire gunshots, ask for money, and those who do not give are killed. The attacks have reduced over time, but the rebels still make some sporadic incursions to enhance the fight against insecurity along Cameroon's border with the Central African Republic. The 4th military border post of the Rapid Intervention Battalion, the B, has been established in Umdiki. Colonel Francois Pelene, General Coordinator of the Rapid Intervention Battalion, said the first attack of rebels was here in Umdiki. Thus, it was very necessary to establish this control unit. He adds that it will serve to protect the population and the interests of the state of Cameroon in the east region, notably mineral and forest resources.
Il est tout à fait normal qu'on apporte la sécurité, n'est-ce pas, ici, pour que le développement puisse se développer. Les attentes sont légitimes. Elles sont celles d'une autorité qui souhaite une collaboration franche entre les populations et les forces de sécurité et défense.
The divisional officer of Kete urged the population to collaborate with the military for excellent results in the fight against insecurity in his area of command, the East region, and the nation at large.
Insecurity has been a major problem in the East region of the Republic of Cameroon for several years, as it is the case in the Far North region with attacks from militants or by militants of the Nigerian terrorist sect Boko Haram, and of course in the northwest and southwest regions of the country with the secession war pulling out there for close to 6 years now. And added to that, other security challenges within the national territory, notably in major towns like Douala and Yaoundé, where citizens are repeatedly attacked at close intervals of time by armed men and, of course, suspected bandits who either destroy kill, maim, and make away with their belongings. And the state of Cameroon, the government authorities have been stepping up the fight against this major problem threatening life and of course livelihood from the north to the south, east to the west of the country. Another problem, inadequate electric energy supply. Case in point in this newscast is the locality of Penja in the Mongo Division, littoral region of the Republic of Cameroon, where the inhabitants are complaining over the adverse consequences of inadequate electric energy supply on business and life in general. Details in this report compiled by Smart Jigan Gebre.
This has been the situation for several weeks because of the numerous outages witnessed in the supply of electricity to this locality. Business operators in the perishable food sector, particularly those who have cold stores, are the most hit, with some already prepared to shut down if the situation doesn't change. Look at the refrigerator. You could see for yourself how the fish has changed its color, and if it continues this way, sincerely, I'm going to shut down. Even with the electricity outages, I still have very high bills to pay. Those who deal with the repairs of electronic gadgets are also worried with the situation because their customers are at their neck. The frequent electricity power cuts is also disturbing pupils as well as students back at home to do their homework and study. We are living in a new world with the frequent outages in electricity supply. Our kids even find it difficult to study because of it. We don't even know what is happening because we are already tired of everything. We can't even remain in our house because of the enormous heat. Penja, being a locality with enormous business activities, is suffering as a result of these power cuts, and its inhabitants say it's no longer funny for an emerging country to still suffer in darkness.
To me, it's a pity to me because I can't imagine that a company like this could be at such an environment. We remain the same. My children are suffering, preparing their exams, their final exams. They are already preparing it.
The people of Penja are now pleading on the company in charge of distributing energy to look into their preoccupation before some of their businesses witness a natural death.
Despite the difficulties that characterize the current academic year in the Republic of Cameroon, students who are going to write official exams, the General Certificate of Education, GCE, ordinary and advanced levels, and the baccalaureate examination in the English and French subsystems of education, respectively, have expressed their determination to make good results. And they were speaking to us ahead of that. Those official exams in the Republic of Cameroon. It should be noted that this academic year has been hampered or simply punctured by several challenges, protests of teachers and other issues affecting the academic milieu in the Republic of Cameroon. Details in this report compiled by Innocent Aze.
Upper Sixth students of GBHS Bepanda Douala looking quite relaxed ahead of their final year official exam, the GCE advanced level, to kickstart few weeks from now. However, they are cautious of what awaits them ahead and keep preparing. Sage Daniel is confident all will be fine. She generally wakes up early and finishes her house chores. As from 12 p.m., she begins studying till 5 p.m. She makes an effort to always respect her timetable. This other student also expresses confidence. Before he goes to bed, he makes sure 3 subjects are touched. Wherever he faces difficulty, he contacts his teacher for clarification. Though each of these candidates have their destiny in their hands, they can make it come true by listening and applying what their teachers serve them as success advice and orientation. We want to be assured these students are mentally prepared to face the exams. Also, to be assured all what they assimilated from day one of the academic year could be retained for a pleasant result. We keep them orientated around the practical and the psychological concepts. Practically, they need to get up early enough during the examination period to avoid going late, which will obviously go a long way to destabilize them. Early preparation enables them to take along all what they need for the exam. They should be positive and not nurse negative thoughts. They must be determined. Apart from preparing them psychologically, the students are also offered catch-up classes.
Nous avons fait des rattrapages. Il y a des cours de soutien qui ont apporté un plus.
As the weeks gradually fade out, the candidates remain cool and determined to excel by the grace of God, hard work, and the efforts of their dependable teachers.
Teachers express concerns over information that is from 2023. Teachers or trainees from the National Training School, from the National Advanced Training School of Teachers, ENS, and others will not be integrated directly into the public service. However, it is still a proposal from the Ministry of Higher Education, and it has not yet been validated. And of course, we spoke to some teachers. For me, I'm from Sanda, compiled their views in this report. For me, I'm from Sanda, with a compilation of reactions, opinions, reactions of teachers to information that is from next year. Teachers from the advanced teachers training colleges will no longer be directly integrated into the public service as it has been the case over the years. They think that this is not acceptable at a time when teachers have been on the streets protesting over poor working conditions, poor treatment by the government, and this has triggered reactions from across the board, adverse reactions, negative reactions to that information, which is, however, still a proposal from the Ministry of Higher Education and has not yet been confirmed. For me, and from Sanda. Right, we will not be having for me Armstrong Sanda in this newscast. Instability and insecurity continues prevailing in several parts of the African continent, with protesters taking on the streets in Burkina Faso and other parts of the African continent protesting against military rule. And the situation has been unstable for quite a long period of time now, with the instability prevailing in many African countries, and of course the regional organization, the African Union, and of course other sub-regional organizations like Equinoxe, the Central African Economic and Monetary Community, and of course others doing little or nothing according to political observers and analysts. And of course the situation, according to Pan-Africanists, the situations are manipulated from abroad by external powers. And of course the African leaders have been meeting to discuss these and struggling to put an end to the violence going on in their countries. Now we wrap up the first part of this newscast with an advertorial. 21 meritorious workers of the Unity Cooperative Society Equinoxe Public Limited Company have been decorated with medals for the constant and good performance in the growth of the microfinance institution. Equinoxe for 22 years has dedicated its existence to satisfying customers. Immaculate for me.
Created in the year 2000, Unity Cooperative Society Equinoxe PLC was able to take the Cameroonian financial service by storm. Its ability to adapt its business to meet the ever-changing demand makes it the fastest-growing finance institution in Cameroon.
Equinoxe is a Category 2 microfinance institution in 5 regions of the 10 regions of Cameroon, with 18 branches. We've been open since 2000, and we have over 120 employees. We do digital banking, and we have products for all categories of the people in society.
Aware of the relentless efforts put in by employees, 21 of them selected were decorated with medals by the governor of the Central Region on the occasion of National Unity Day, an event that brought about smiles on their faces.
We have 21 medals for 20 medalists, and we are here to celebrate the achievements. Achievement for themselves, achievement for the company, and contribution towards the well-being of the nation. So it's little things like this that motivate employees, and we want to encourage others and say that this is something that we want to do often and celebrate employees, because they really need to be celebrated for the contributions they give to the company.
I want to say thank you, first of all, to the management of Equinoxe PLC and the board of directors for giving us this opportunity to be able to be decorated by the state. Equinoxe PLC is a dynamic institution
with seasoned and distinguished professionals from diverse backgrounds, regardless of their race and gender. The institution aims for just the best.
There is gender equality in Equinoxe. Gender equality, we have over 120 staff, and out of these 120 staff, 47% of them are female and 53% are male. There is also equality in Equinoxe. We make it possible that anybody who is qualified can be recruited in Equinoxe.
Committed at empowering low-income households through the provision of startups, the microfinance has been able to distinguish itself through the services it offers.
We are into agricultural value chain financing. We are into agricultural financing in partnership with Peagen, where we finance youth entrepreneurs. We have other payment options like the payment of taxes for our clients. We are in partnership with CNPS, where clients come to do their CNPS contribution. We pay salaries. We do commodity financing. We finance small and medium-sized enterprises.
To be part of this life-changing institution, rush to our different branches and get yourself registered. Our Equinoxe PLC will help communities create wealth, provide financial services, and stimulate the economy.
That's it for the first part of this newscast. Talking Point is up next. Right, our guest today is Dr. Sendo. She's a trainer, keynote speaker, customer relationship expert, business consultant, development or personal development expert, content producer, international award-winning personal branding therapist, on-air personality and counselor. Doctor, you're welcome. Dr. Sendo, if you're hearing me, thank you for joining us today. Right, some little connection issues there with our guest. We're going to be discussing the impact of the...
Hello.
Right, Dr. Sendo, if you're hearing me, you're welcome. You're live on Equinoxe.
Yes, can you hear me?
This is Talking Point. You're welcome. Right, Dr. Sendo, we're going to be discussing the impact of the sanctions imposed on Russia by NATO allies as a result of the war going on in Ukraine. and those sanctions having adverse consequences on the world at large, including African nations who are connected in one way or the other to many of those NATO countries, including France, a country like Cameroon, which depends largely on France for its international financial transactions. And we're going to be looking at the consequences of some of the restrictions imposed on Russia as far as financial transactions are concerned. And Dr. Zendo, are you there? Can you hear me? Oof. Some slight connection issues there with Dr. Sendo, who is going to be edifying us on the consequences of the sanctions imposed on Russia, notably restrictions on financial transactions between Russia and banks or financial institutions in NATO countries, including France, United States, and all the rest. And of course, this is having adverse consequences on business activities across the globe, and of course, business activities in Cameroon and other African countries as a result of these restrictions imposed by NATO countries like France. And we'll see earlier that a country like Cameroon that depends to a greater extent on France as far as some major financial transactions are concerned across the board. And of course, the consequences already being felt by business persons who are carrying on with business activities across the globe. And it should be noted that Cameroon imports a lot in terms of food, notably wheat, fertilizers, and other products from Ukraine and Russia, but largely from Russia. All right. Unfortunately, we're not going to have that discussion with Dr. Sender today because of difficulties of connection. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. We are drawing the curtains on this edition of the 6 p.m. newscast on Equinoxe Television. In about half an hour, say shalom to our next guest will be yours with Equinoxe. Stay with us.
Equinoxe